Welcome to the Leadership Decoded podcast. Here, we provide you actionable tactics and practical strategies to help you lead at your very best at work and in your everyday life. I'm your host, Dr. Will Ramey. I'm a former U.S. Army officer and combat veteran and a current team and leadership development workshop facilitator, executive education adjunct professor, and leadership coach. Today, our journey takes us into the realm of emotional affect. We're getting into emotional intelligence, and we're going to unpack how your emotional intelligence, how your effective state as a leader impacts and resonates with your team. So join us today as we dive into the profound influence that your emotions can have, not just on you, but on your team as well. This will help you lead more effectively and will help your team improve performance over time. Let's dive in. This episode is brought to you by Sweat Tent, the industry leader of the portable at-home wood-burning sauna. Being a leader can be stressful. That's why I've been a sauna user for many years. Did you know that consistent sauna usage 3 to 4 times a week not only relieves stress and improves sleep, but it also enhances your physical well-being and fosters mental resilience and cognitive clarity to be a better leader? And you no longer have to go to a crowded gym or buy one of those expensive and bulky at-home setups to experience the benefits of a sauna. Sweat Tent is the most portable and affordable at-home sauna on the market. The setup takes minutes and can reach 200 degrees in under 30 minutes. Harness the power of the Sweat Tent sauna to lead with clarity and poise. Sweat out stress, ignite creativity, and emerge a more focused leader. All Leadership Decoded listeners will receive $100 off when you use code LEAD100. Visit sweattent.com today to get $100 off your purchase with code LEAD100 at checkout. Again, that's sweattent.com to get $100 off with code LEAD100. Sweat Tent, improving your ability to lead at work and in your everyday life. Positive affect. Affective states are your emotional states on how you show up when you're working with people or how you show up each and every day in your life. A positive affect is that group of emotions, that feeling of enthusiasm, that active and alert feeling, that feeling of euphoria and engagement in your day. It's how you exude optimism, how you engage with your team in a positive manner, and how you connect people with hopefulness. All of these emotions come up with your team members and your colleagues. On the opposite side of that coin of these affective states are what's known as negative affect. Negative affect encompasses those emotions in the realm of frustration and stress and dissatisfaction. So think about it as you're showing up as a leader, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. The affective state around you has this resonation effect. In research, it's called the trickle-down effect. How you carry yourself trickles down to those that are in and around you, whether that be a colleague or a member of your team. So if you want to opt into optimism, if you want to opt into cohesion and engagement and empowerment and all these positive performance aspects to get your team to perform and be as successful as possible, how you show up matters. And leveraging positivity, leveraging those positive emotions will make a huge difference in your leadership. So when you think about leading people and you think about leading yourself, understanding the impact that positive affect has is vital. We always don't show up in the best moods. I mean, let's be honest. Each and every day, we can't be on cloud nine. We don't walk through that door, walking on sunshine with your song playing. But to be able to identify those days and those moods and those emotional states when negative affect is starting to creep in, understand what it is, acknowledging your emotions, both negative and positive, and then you can harness their power. When you acknowledge your emotions, when you give life to them and you understand them, then you can start to disconnect and push away the negative emotions and deal with them in a healthy manner that doesn't impact your team negatively. When you understand your positive emotions and what brings you joy and what brings you optimism and what brings you hope and engagement with your team, then you can feed yourself those positive emotions. You can feed yourself those positive influences, and then that resonates and radiates throughout your team. So you think about this resonation effect. That is what the research shows impacts your team's performance, your team's demeanor, and your ability to control that will make a huge difference. So think about leaders that you've worked for. how would you describe how they show up each and every day? Who's the leader who you want to emulate? Who's the leader that made you feel comfortable and confident? What traits, what behaviors did they show? Now think about those leaders that made you feel less than, that made you feel undervalued, underappreciated, less committed to the work that you're doing. What traits and behaviors of those people do you want to avoid? So when we think about how affective states then really play into the idea of leading teams, I had several bosses that I've worked for that both had negative affect and positive affect when they showed up. Some dealt with this more than others. I had a boss one time, it was my first time meeting him. So I've got my team prepped, I've got my agenda prepped, here's the items that we want to talk about, here's what we want to cover, and he comes in rip-roaring, upset about something that happened 30 minutes ago, and totally derailed the agenda. All he wanted to talk about was how I could help him fix what was broken, how what was broken was unacceptable, how the processes in this team is way off kilter, way off center. And I tried to steer him back to, yeah, I understand that, sir. Let's set up a separate time. I've got my team here. We're here to brief you and acclimate you to what it is that we do. And he just kept going back to what happened 30 minutes ago. He was angry and upset and displaced that negative emotion onto me, onto my team. And then we had to just be able to absorb that, figure out how to navigate those waters and still accomplish our goal of acclimating him to our team. Well, needless to say, the aftermath of that, I spent time having to clean that up. Having to talk to my team members about, no, he had something else on his mind. No, this was, he was distracted. No, you guys, everything you did was good. It was right. It was a good job. Trying to pivot and make sure my team felt valued, because the time that we had was not honored because of the negative affective state of the leader who came in. Now, unfortunately, I've been guilty of this too. I want to share something with you. The difference between someone with a negative affective state that doesn't understand emotional intelligence and a negative affective state and someone who does understand emotional intelligence is what they do in the moment. It's not to say you'll never have a slip. It's not to say you'll never experience a negative emotion at work. But identifying what it is, understanding what it is, understanding the impact it has on your team, and then doing something about it will make the difference. So I had recently been in a conversation, and we were talking about something that was going to affect my personnel staffing levels, and we were given data a little bit beforehand, and in the meeting, a person was starting to present their data, and I started to justify why I needed what I needed, and the numbers weren't adding up and things weren't matching, and I went to right away, I don't trust your numbers. I don't know where you got them. They don't jive with what we have. I don't trust your numbers. Now, in that moment, what I did was made it personal. I could have rephrased. I should have rephrased. I could have handled things completely differently. What I caught myself doing was, as soon as I said that, I was able to see the impact as the words left my mouth and hit that person. I was able to identify the impact it had on them. And I said, pause. Please let me apologize for what I said. I shouldn't have said it the way I said it. I shouldn't have said it in this forum. This is not about you. This was about me. I own that. My intention of my statement was that the system you're pulling from is different than the system we're pulling from. We need to reconcile those systems. That's a different statement. Words have meaning, and how you say them, especially as a leader, will cut through people or could lift people up. Now, I also had an experience with a senior leader who was super positive. I was recently in a gathering of multiple leaders, and the person came in. They were there 15 minutes early. Sometimes those leaders will come in 5 minutes late, 2 minutes late, or right on time, and they're grumbling about something, or they're in a hurry, or you can see they're stressed. He was intentional about showing up early because he wanted to shake hands. How are you? How was your trip in? What's new? How's things going? Shaking hands, making people feel comfortable, bringing people together in a space where not everybody knew each other. So sometimes, people are a little standoffish. He made it intentional to bring people together, to make everyone feel included and that they belonged, to set the positive tone for this forum. And what a difference it made. just the way that his emotional state of being resonated. You could see it. Every person he talked to was lifted up after he talked to them, had a smile on their face. He took time to make people feel good about themselves and about what we were there to accomplish in that meeting. That, compared to the negative affective state of a leader coming in with their coffee cup half empty and wanting to talk about what happened an hour and a half ago. Think about the difference. Think about the impact that those two leaders have just by how they carry themselves, the words they choose, and the affective state that they're in. So let's explore some actionable tactics to help you amplify your positive affect in a leadership position, in a leadership role, whether you're at work or at any point in time in your life as you're leading yourself and leading others. One thing that you can do is you want to boost optimism in your words. You want to be very explicit and intentional in the words that you choose when you deliver a message. Know your audience, know the purpose of your message. Now this I can break down into a simple mantra of the power of yet. If you have a difficult message to deliver, it's easy to kick rocks and commiserate with people. But if you embrace the challenge to be overcome and you hunt for the good things and you find the silver lining and you embrace the power of yet, we need to accomplish this, but we're not there yet. And if we do X, we can get there. We have this challenge to overcome that we're not completely prepared for yet. But if we do Y, we can get there. When you insert yet into a statement, it gives people the idea that it's okay to be where we are, and here's where we're going. It's optimistic language. The next thing you can do is to be attuned to emotions and foster connections. So you want to be acutely aware of the room's vibe, so to speak, how to read the room. With emotional intelligence, what you want to be able to do is understand how your words and your actions are resonating and bouncing off of people, and they're giving you feedback, either nonverbal or verbal. So when you dedicate these moments to understand your team, a suggestion I have is that you want to have check-ins. Take time to check in with a group before you have a difficult conversation. How's everybody feeling? Did you get time to read the pre-work? Did you get time to talk about A, B, and Z? Or is there something else that we need to discuss? Check in one-on-one. Don't just make it about performance. When you check in with people, it's personal. How's your family? How's your whatever hobby you're into outside of work? How are you doing with the loss of your aunt recently? Or how are you doing with the new baby that was just born? That's got to be stressful. Have those times and moments for check-in, and it makes people know that it's coming. And when they know something's coming, they can expect that it's coming, the shields go down. So you can have honest conversations and help navigate through the negative to the positive. Next, cultivating joy and belonging. You want to be a champion of fun and inclusivity in your workplace, right? So a way to do this is as you're being intentional with communication processes, safeguarding time for divergent thinking so that all voices are heard. Brainstorming sessions, activities. I love the Lego Serious Play process because it levels the playing field for a conversation. It allows everyone to build an answer to a question before something's blurted out. Some people need to take time to think to talk. Some people have to talk to think. To be able to level the playing field, you want to have methodologies in place that bring everyone to the table. Everyone feels like they have a voice. They feel that they fit, and they can use that voice. So think about your communication processes and how you can bring people together to feel more and be more inclusive. Celebrating efforts and gratitude. Have a gratitude practice, have a recognition system, have something be part of your daily routine, your weekly routine, your monthly routine, where you recognize and value your team's contributions. To be able to stay in the positive, it feels good to tell somebody they're doing good. It feels good to hear you're doing good. So ride that good feeling out and have a planned, intentional approach on how you're going to do it. It'll become more natural over time if it's not natural now, but you've got to build your gratitude ritual. Who did you thank? Who did something well? Who tried something new and may have fell short but was willing to try and step out of their comfort zone? Take time to recognize those wins, and you'll see the positivity and support of your team rise. And then embody mindfulness and positivity. Demonstrate a positive outlook through your behavior and responses. You have to intentionally integrate mindfulness into your day. Our day is jam-packed front to back with meetings, with calls, with unplanned conversations, with ups and downs. Taking time to reset yourself midday, 5 minutes worth of box breathing, 5-minute walk, get some vitamin D in your life, go out in nature, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be complicated. But take time to ground back down to the present, practice mindfulness in a way that works for you, and that will set an expectation and show others that this is something that you believe in and allows them to do that. And research has shown mindfulness practices lead to more positive outcomes, lead to more positive outlooks on life. Make it part of your day, give your team time and space to do that, take care of their wellness and well-being, and you'll see their positive effect continue to rise. Research has also shown that being in a positive state when leading your team improves performance. Specific studies have found a positive correlation that the more positive affect you are, the more positive emotions you carry into work, it results in higher sales numbers. It results in higher productivity. It results in increased collaboration, and it results in lower attrition. Less people are leaving your team. Think about what it costs you every time you have to attrit somebody out and replace them. Think about what it's costing you when you miss that sale because somebody is feeding off of your negativity and is not performing at their best. With positive leadership, you're not just guiding, you're inspiring greatness. Thank you for tuning in to the Leadership Decoded podcast here in the Loop Internet Studio. If you liked today's episode or found value in today's episode, save it, share it with a friend across all of our social media channels. If you're a small to mid-sized organization, if you're growing in numbers and you want to reshape your team atmosphere, you want to set a positive corporate culture, and you want to focus on positive leader and team development dynamics, I want to work with you. I provide highly engaging, creativity-infused, hands-on learning experiences for small to mid-sized companies. We get our hands in, hands-on, minds engaged, and everybody is learning. And the learning sticks well past the close of the workshop. Reach out and connect with me on LinkedIn at Dr. William Ramey, or email me here at will@onthestacks.com. I'm your host, Dr. Will Ramey, and I'll see you the next time you press play.